Since he was small, David Peterson knew baseball was his future.
My mom, she always tells a story about, I was like 3 years old and I walked into her room with my glove on my hand and said, "Mom, I want to play in the big leagues." And she kind of turned to me and said, "Well, you better go out there and start practicing some more."
So since that conversation at age 3, the boy from Denver has worked to become a big leaguer. And now, after a stellar season, it seems like a jump to the majors is all but inevitable. The Oregon lefty has taken the nation by storm. Petey, as his teammates call him, finished 2017 with an 11-4 record to go along with a 2.51 ERA and a school record 140 strikeouts. Peterson has earned first-team All-American honors and has been named to first-team All-Pac-12, along with being a semifinalist for multiple individual awards. Punch-out after punch-out, Peterson has solidified himself as one of the most dominant pitching prospects coming out of college. But Peterson's story isn't just about how he achieved his childhood dreams. In November 2004, when Peterson was just 9 years old, his life came crashing down. His father, Doug, a trainer for the Triple Crown champion Seattle Slew, suddenly died after an accidental drug overdose.
I just kind of broke down. I was sitting there. I remember my mom was on the phone. We were sitting in a baggage claim at LAX waiting for my grandparents to come, and I just remember her kind of being on a phone, and I knew it wasn't a good phone call. I didn't know what it was about or who she was talking to, and then when she got off the phone, she kind of told me the news, and it was just kind of like I felt everything just kind of crash. It just, all the emotions came right away, and it just felt like everything was falling apart.
But only hours after learning of his father's death, Peterson took to the mound that night.
My parents and grandparents were kind of like, "No, you don't have to go," this and that, and went to my room, put my jersey on, and went right to the car. And so they kind of knew I wanted to go play baseball, and went out and threw a no-hitter.
He says his father was right by his side. Over the next 5 years, Peterson continued to frustrate opposing teams. When he began high school ball, Peterson's focus was on the draft. He had two options: get drafted to the MLB out of high school, or get a college scholarship and leave after college. After a Colorado State championship his freshman year, followed by dominant sophomore and junior years, being drafted out of high school seemed realistic to Peterson. Then, another setback. In his senior year, while playing pickup basketball with friends, Peterson landed wrong on one foot.
I thought maybe I dislocated my ankle or something like that, and then I got to the hospital and they took some x-rays and they told me that I had broken my leg in 2 places, and that's kind of when everything was like, okay, what just happened? How's this going to affect me?
Being drafted out of high school was no longer a sure bet. Peterson was picked, but in the 28th round of the 2014 MLB draft by the Boston Red Sox. To Peterson, the financial reward of being drafted that low wasn't enough to persuade him to turn pro. Instead, the University of Oregon came into play.
I wouldn't say it was a fallback option, but I definitely wasn't 100% committed on going to school.
His first 2 years as a Duck, Peterson struggled with his command, and head coach George Horton sometimes could not trust Petey going more than 4 or 5 innings. Now, despite struggles on the mound in college and hardships growing up, Peterson has molded himself into a projected first-round draft pick.
It'd be a dream come true. There's obviously there's so much honor with being selected in the first round and being at the top of the draft, and just gonna kind of let the cards fall where they may and see what happens.
Whatever happens, Peterson says he knows his family is his real strength.
If there's another setback or whatever it is, I'm definitely going to lean on them and do like I've done in the past and just fight it head on and kind of get through it.
Armin Aradian, Oregon News.